David, what does this say about John McCain, about the whole race?
Well, I think we're learning more and more that John McCain's years as a pilot, when he sort of flew solo and made his own decisions, are very much the way he operates in politics. His decision-making process is one in which he relies heavily on his own instincts. So here he is, he's met this woman once, he called her down to Sedona for that second conversation, but it was really to offer her the vice presidency. And I think Democrats are going to say, well, look at the decision-making process on the Obama side, the vetting of Caroline Kennedy and Eric Holder and all the rest, and the long, long conversations, and which one do you want making decisions in the Oval Office? So that, I think that's going to open up questions. Now, I have to tell you, Anderson, this woman may be all surprises on the upside. She may play very well in blue-collar America. She clearly is exciting the conservatives. They're going to come in charged up, but I do think that whether you like her or don't like her, one thing has now apparent about the politics of this, and that is a week ago, this was an election about Barack Obama. And Republicans thought they could win that election. Indeed, John McCain was making rapid gains against Barack Obama. A week later, this is no longer just about Barack Obama. Suddenly now, we have the question of the McCain-Palin ticket. And I think that question is going to overhang the Republican convention in the first few days. And it may make it more difficult to get their message out because there are going to be all these questions about, is she up to this or not?
David Gergen, in our last hour, I think you said something that kind of surprised me. You said this is, and I don't want to get it wrong, so just correct me, but it's something like this is the biggest political gamble of recent memory or something?
I did. I believe that. I think this is the biggest gamble I've ever seen a presidential candidate take in modern history, because John McCain was in a situation where he was closing rapidly. He had some strong arguments against Barack Obama. He was going to go into a convention in which he could have come out pretty much dead even and go right to the finish line. He's shaking up the race in ways that have great upside potential and have some huge downside risks.
David Gergen, does it make it harder now for John McCain to argue Barack Obama's inexperience on foreign policy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think when people get ready to go and beat up on Barack Obama next week at the Republican convention, as we know they will, it's going to sound rather hollow when they say we can't turn national security over to someone who's only been in the Senate 4 years. And yet they're nominating someone who's 72 years old, who's had bouts of cancer, who's going to have someone next door to him in the Oval, waiting to be president, potentially, God forbid something were to happen, who has no foreign policy experience, has no exposure. So I think it's going to be fair in the next few days. That's why I think there's some suspense now about this convention, just for the press to start asking her questions. Sit down on these various, come on CNN and answer questions about Iraq and Iran and Russia and the financial crisis and environmental warming or global warming, where she's a skeptic, about creationism, where she wants to teach creationism in the schools. I think all those questions are now fair game. Amy is absolutely right. She may be brilliant in answering those questions. Joe John is right. She seems very, very attractive. She may win the hearts of America. She makes a couple of mistakes on those questions at a time of great tension. Her candidacy will crumble. So, that's why there's such a risk here. It's a risk in all sorts of ways. And to go back to this original point, to select somebody the presidency is the most powerful office in the world. It's the most complex organization of any government that you have to learn how to run. To ask someone to come in who 2 years ago was mayor of a town of less than 8,000 people is a risk.